Hey guys, welcome to The Rachel Cruz Show. So a huge part of being successful, including being successful with money, is all about your mindset. What you believe can easily manifest in what happens to your life. Your mind is powerful, you guys. What you think often comes out into your actions. And I think Henry Ford said it. If you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Again, your mindset is so powerful. Now, it isn't everything, right? I mean, when it comes to building wealth and winning with money, obviously there's some concrete skills and habits that go along with it. You know, your debt level will determine how fast you get out of debt. Your income plays into it, right? So there's definitely all these factors, but your belief system, what we would say around Ramsey, having hope that you can do it, actually gets you so much further than you actually would ever imagine. And so you have to have this belief that you can do this, that you can win with money. Even when things feel hopeless and you feel like there's just no way, if you just tell yourself it's not gonna happen, it's not gonna happen, over and over and over, that's the outcome that's gonna happen. Versus saying, okay, I believe I can, it's gonna be hard, but I really think I can keep going, I can keep doing this. And that will continue to push you forward. So today, I want to talk about the worst mindsets when it comes to money, some fears that I've heard people say, lies I've heard people say out loud when it comes to money, because these can be these mental blockers that will keep you broke, will keep you scared, will keep you in debt, and will keep you not to move and to change to a better outcome. So if any of these sound familiar to you, I'm going to challenge you to be aware of that and to say, okay, what do I need to do to change my mindset? And maybe that means, again, tactically going in and changing things with your money to help that. But also, it's just the belief that I can do something different. So one of the first mindsets that I hear that is terrible when it comes to money is, if something bad happens, I won't survive financially. And that's a scary place to be, because here's the truth. That could be true. It could be, right? If you're living paycheck to paycheck, if you don't have money in the bank and something happens, you lose a job, a medical crisis comes up, you have to replace something in your car. When things like that happen, then yeah, that means, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to go into debt maybe right? It ends up being this crisis. So if this is you and you have this mindset that if something bad happens, I'm not gonna survive, you have to change what you've been doing with money. Okay, not surviving, that's not gonna be an option. Take that off the table and say, what do I need to have in place to survive? And maybe that's an emergency fund, money actually saved in the bank that's over here that you don't touch. Maybe that's working your way out of debt. Maybe that's having a budget. Like, what are things to put into place so that fear and that mindset doesn't take over? Another phrase I hear a lot is that time is running out and there's no way I can do what I've always wanted to do. And here's the truth to that too. That maybe that is true. Let's just say you are 99 years old and you have lived a good life and you're like, I've always wanted to travel the world 80 times around or something, right? Reality is, yeah, time probably is running out. Like that may not happen for you. I don't know. So there's a reality to this, okay? Because of your age and all of that, whatever it may be. But also figure out what's underneath that. What's the thing you've always wanted to do? And maybe it doesn't look like exactly the picture you have in your mind, but what's that thing underneath it what's that motivation causing you to do that dream? And maybe there's something there that you can plug into. And so when you have this mindset that, gosh, I have more time and the time I have left, I want to maximize and I want to enjoy my life, figure out that way versus the opposite. Another mindset people have is I can't win with money because I'm not smart enough. Well, that's a pretty hard phrase to say to yourself that you're not smart enough, because here's the truth. With money, personal finance, it's like pretty basic math. You don't have to have a finance degree to win with money. You don't have to have a PhD or master's degree or go to some fancy school. It's actually just a big part of winning with money is your behavior. It's what you actually do with your money. So you could have all the intelligence in the world to know what to do, but if you don't actually do it, it doesn't help you. So you are smart enough, you are capable, because you guys, personal finance, it is so much more about behavior than it is about math and intellect. It really is. The basics will get you really far. Live on less than you make. If you don't have the money, don't buy it. Be generous. Be kind. Save up for stuff. I mean, all these things, it's common sense. but it really, really works day in and day out. Another mindset is that I can't succeed because of how the world works. So this is where you kind of take the locus of control, that phrase where other people have control over my life and I can't do anything about it. So I'm going to sit here because of a certain president, or the Senate is made up of a certain, party, or the Congress, or whatever's going on in DC, or corporate America, or whatever it is, whatever thing is out there of how the world operates, I can't win because of that. And if that's your mindset, then you're probably not going to win. So you really have to focus on, okay, what are the things that I can control? Because there's a lot in this world that we can't control. We can't. Things are going to go on, the inflation, whatever, fill in the blank, that we cannot control. But there are a lot of things that we can. So when your money hits your bank account, what are you going to do with it? That will determine if you succeed or if you fail. Another mindset is I'll never be able to get ahead because of the really bad money mistakes I've made. Now, unlike a lot of things in life, money has a number to it. It does. Like it or not, you see a number. And that number can follow you, and it can be in your mind, and you could have regret, you could have shame and guilt over that number, and you're thinking, oh, that number could be different if I didn't do X, Y, and Z. And again, the hard truth is, yeah, maybe that's true. Maybe that is true, right? If you don't have to pay back $120,000 in student loans because you went to a certain college, if you went to a different college and paid less for school and cash flowed it, yeah, you wouldn't have that. That is true. But just because you made mistakes in the past doesn't mean that has to dictate your future. You can actually say, no, I want my future to be different versus making the same mistakes over and over again. So don't let your money mistakes define who you are or what your future is going to be. Another mindset is I'm scared I'll end up just like my parents. And a lot of people see how their parents' financial life is played out and they think, I don't want to do that. I don't want that. And here's the deal. You don't have to. We said it earlier, but control what you can control. And if you are in a bad mindset, maybe because of the home you grew up in or the way that you were taught about money and you have to break some of that and break some of those habits, then do it. And here's the great thing now. If you're over 18, you're an adult. You get to make decisions with your life, which is so terrifying, but also so empowering that you have a say over your life. Another mindset is that I'm not strong enough to say no to impulse purchases. Listen, that strength over time, it's going to be a muscle that is built. And so I don't know if that means that you need to take a certain app off your phone or not follow someone on social media, whatever the thing is, to avoid those impulse purchases, put those things into place, put those boundaries in place to help you on a tactical sense. Another mindset is that I can't be generous right now because I don't have enough. And this is a mindset I hear people say, if I just made more money, I could be more generous. But here's the deal. Generosity, it's not a math problem. It's a heart problem. So I'd ask you, is your cable bill getting paid and you're not giving? Is Hulu getting their subscription every month and you're not giving? And that's not to condemn or to shame you, but it's to challenge you to say, hey, we all have decisions in our life. And if I could prompt you on one thing, it is to be generous. Because the lie, if I just had more, then I would be able to give. But the truth is, the more you have, the harder it can be to give if you're not building that muscle early on. And so I always tell people, give a little until you can give a lot. Give something. Because money magnifies who you are. It magnifies the habits in your life. And if you start being generous, even with a little bit, but you start being generous as you get more wealth and you start winning with money over time and that pile becomes bigger and bigger, then that's what's going to be magnified, or these habits early on. And it is so key, you guys. Giving and generosity is an important part of your money situation. All right, last mindset is that everybody else is doing better with money than me. What we see on social media or even what our friends can present or our family can present, it can look like they're doing a whole lot better than they actually are. Because the truth is, that's what debt does. Debt makes people look like they are doing a lot better than what's actually going on in their bank account. So don't let appearances fool you. Now, if someone has something nice, that doesn't mean they went into debt for it, right? They could have saved up and paid for it, for sure. They could have a great income and they paid for it, absolutely. But statistically speaking, 78% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, which means 8 out of 10 families spend basically everything that they make every single month, which means there's no margin. So it may look great, but the truth is there's probably a lot of stress behind that facade. Okay, now I want to take a quick break so I can tell you about our sponsor. If you're watching Every Cent, but prices keep going up, did you know that there's a budget-friendly solution to rising healthcare costs that's also biblical? Well, there is, and it's through Christian Healthcare Ministries, America's longest-serving health cost-sharing ministry. Visit chministries.org/Rachel to learn more. Okay, so that's some of the money mindsets that can hold us back, right? The worst that we hear. So how do you change it? How do you change your mindset? Well, I'd say a couple of things. I'd say get around people that actually have a great money mindset. Have people that encourage you, that speak life into you instead of put you down and take those things away. Read. Open your mind to say, okay, where are places that I can learn about money? Books are a powerful thing. If there's a course like Financial Peace University, plug into that. Start to learn. Also, understand where your beliefs are coming from. Like, what did you hear growing up about money? What did you see? What did that one person say that one time? What did that college professor speak into you that you just started to believe? Like, know where these beliefs are coming from so you can get to the root system to dig them out. Also, I would say give away some money. Yeah. Do it. Open your hands. Even if it's paying for someone's coffee, you hear of something that you love and you just, maybe give even $20 to it. Like, you can start small. But as you start to give away, it's amazing the power when you release money and it doesn't have such a grip over your life. Also, dream about the future. Like, look out and say, okay, what do I want Rachel 5 years from now to look like, what do I want the bank account to look like? What do I want to be helping? Like 5 years from now, what does that look like? 10 years, 20 years, like start dreaming about the future and have fun with it. That's a fun part of money to say, okay, what do I want to do? What are my goals? And also believe that success is possible for you because it is, you guys. Doing my line of work, I see people day in and day out who are choosing to win. In every background, every income level, every debt level, every part of the country and the world, like regardless of that, they all have one thing in common, that they believe that it is possible. So there are some positive money mindsets that you can kind of start practicing now. You can say like, hey, I have a budget, so I have freedom to spend, but also I can tell myself no if I need to. That's a very healthy way of looking at a budget. You can say, I enjoy helping others. So I want to do that, and I want to find someone that's struggling or find something that I want to plug into and give to them. Tell yourself, I don't want to compare myself to others. Put the blinders on and focus on you and your family. And also say to yourself that it is possible to achieve my financial goals. They may have different time frames depending on your situation, but things are possible in this world, you guys. If you put your heart and your mind and your energy towards something, it is amazing what you can achieve. Now, if you want to learn more about some of these money fears and money tendencies, I unpack all of this in my book, Know Yourself, Know Your Money. You can also find out your own personal money tendencies and why you handle money the way you do by taking my Know Yourself, Know Your Money assessment online. So I'll drop a link for both of those in the description. And leave some comments because I want to know if you've ever found yourself trapped in some of these mindsets and how you overcame them. And also, I'd encourage you, share this with a friend that you want to see win with money. So thanks, you guys. And I honestly am so encouraged, again, by the stories that I hear so often of people that do it because your mindset is so powerful. So don't forget to take control of your money and create a life you love.